In the last program, we tried to understand the usefulness of some devices in the construction of class number. Today, we shall try to learn the significance of common isolates, phase relation, and systems and specials.
You must be familiar with the terms like bibliography, encyclopedia, dictionary, periodical, and so on. On careful examination of these terms, you will notice that they do not represent any subject as such. These terms are attached with any subject to represent class numbers. They are common to all the main classes. Thus, they are known as common isolates.
In colon classification, Ranganathan has given the provision of common isolates in a systematic manner. Common isolates are of two types: anteriorizing common isolates and posteriorizing common isolates. From now onwards, we will use ACI for anteriorizing common isolates and PCI for posteriorizing common isolates. Let us begin with the title, Bibliography of Physics. The class number is C small a. In this class number, you will notice that small a is the ACI. As you can see in the example that ACI is attached to the host class number without any connecting symbol. So far the arrangement of documents on the shelf is concerned, the documents having ACI in the class number will get precedence over the documents not having ACI in the class number. In other words, they come before the original class. That's why they are called ACI. Let us understand this with the help of an example. Introduction to Agriculture. The class number is J. Encyclopedia of Agriculture. The class number is J small k. In the second title, we have seen the use of ACI small k, which represents encyclopedia. The arrangement of both the books will be like this. Encyclopedia of Agriculture having class number J small k will come first, and this will be followed by Introduction to Agriculture with class number J. Anteriorizing common isolates or ACI are further divided into three groups: applicable before space facet, applicable after space facet, applicable after time facet. Let us see the use of ACI with the help of an example. The title is Indian Encyclopedia of Botany, first published in 1936. The class number is I small k 44, N36. I stands for main class botany and small k stands for encyclopedia, which is a ACI applicable before space facet. Before we proceed further, let me tell you the facet formula for small k is P, P2 given on page 2.5 of colon classification, and the rule to use this formula is given on page 1.45. Let us come back to our example. After small k, 44 stands for India, which is P. This represents geographical area, and N36 stands for 1936, which is P2. This represents year of epoch.
Now we will try to understand the second type of common isolates, that is the posteriorizing common isolates or PCIs. The PCIs are attached to the host class with the help of connecting symbols. The class numbers having PCIs are arranged after the class numbers without PCIs. That is why they are known as posteriorizing common isolates. Let us try to understand this with the help of an example. Consider these two titles, Hindi Poetry and Criticism on Hindi Poetry. The only difference between the class numbers of these two titles is that in the second one we have added the PCI G with the help of colon. On the shelf, the documents having the class number O152,1 will be arranged first, followed by the documents having class number O152,1:G. The PCIs are of two types. One is energy common isolate and the second one is personality common isolate. The energy common isolates are attached to the host class with the help of colon, and the personality common isolate are attached to the host class with the help of comma. Now we will try to understand these two types of PCIs with the help of some examples. First, consider the title Experimental Chemistry. The main class of this title is Chemistry, the number for which is E. Now, we have to add the number for experiment. In the schedule of common isolate, the number for experiment is given as F3 under energy common isolate. Therefore, the complete class number would be E:(F3). If you refer to page number 2.6 of colon classification, you will notice that facet formula is given for the personality common isolate, which is common isolate, P, P2, E. The isolate in P is to be obtained by alphabetical device for localized body, and in case of non-localized body, it is to be got by chronological device preceded by 9. The isolate in P2:E is similar to the main class V, history. To get a better understanding of this facet formula, we will consider two examples, one for the localized body and the other for the non-localized body. Consider the title Delhi School of Economics. The complete class number is X.4481, E4, D, where X stands for economics, which is the main class. 4481 stands for Delhi, that is the space isolate. E4 stands for higher educational institution. This is the common isolate number. D stands for Delhi School of Economics. That is the personality facet. Here, the isolate in P for E4 is got by alphabetical device. As we all know that Delhi School of Economics is a localized body. Therefore, we have used the alphabetical device. Consider the second title, Functions of the President of Indian Library Association, founded in 1933. The class number is 2.44, G, 9, N33, 1:3, where 2 stands for Library Science main class, 44 stands for India Space Isolate, G stands for Learned Society, the common isolate number. 9N33 stands for Indian Library Association, the personality facet. The isolate in P for personality common isolate G is got by chronological device. Since Indian Library Association is a non-localized body, we have used chronological device. Here, the number for chronological device is preceded by 9. 1 stands for President, that is P2, taken from the main class V, History. 3 stands for Functions, the energy facet E, taken from main class V, History. I hope you have understood the ACI and PCI. Out of the many advantages of the common isolates, the most important one is that it helps in giving coextensive class number.
After discussing common isolates, let us switch over to phase relation. Consider some titles. Psychology for doctors, labor economics for social workers, psychology for teachers, statistics for engineers. What have you noticed? That they are not simple subjects. In each title, 2 subjects are interrelated. To classify such subjects, we have to go for newer techniques. Ranganathan has called such subjects complex subjects. See, for example, psychology for teachers. In this title, we have found 2 subjects, psychology and education. The constituent classes are called phases. Psychology is the first phase and education is the second phase, and their relation is known as phase relation. There are 3 levels of phase relation as devised by Ranganathan. The relation of 2 subjects is called inter-subject phase relation. The relation between isolates of a facet in the main class is known as intra-facet phase relation, and the relation between sub-isolates of an isolate is called intra-array phase relation. Ranganathan has recognized 5 types of relations within each level of phase relation: general, bias, comparison, difference, and influence. The connecting symbol for phase relation is 0, and each type of relation is given a definite symbol for identification. For this, please refer to page 2.28 of colon classification. Let us understand the levels of phase relation and types of relations with the help of few examples. Our first title is Personality and Religion. The class number is Q0 small a S:7. Q. Religion, main class. 0. Connecting symbol for phase relation. Small a. Symbol for inter-subject general phase relation. S. Psychology, main class. 7. Personality, E. This example shows inter-subject phase relation of general type. Here, two classes, religion and psychology, are two phases, and relation between them is of a general type. The sequence of the phase is determined by the sequence of the main class as given in the schedule. As religion comes before psychology in the schedule, that is why the number for religion is given before psychology in the class number. Our next title is Mathematics for Commerce. The class number is B0 small b x 5. B. Mathematics, main class. 0. Connecting symbol for phase relation. Small b. Symbol for inter-subject bias phase relation. X. Economics, main class. 5. Commerce, P. This example shows the inter-subject bias phase relation. In this type of relation, the biasing phase will become the second phase. Here, biasing phase is commerce and mathematics is the biased phase. So, in the construction of class number, commerce is treated as second phase. To understand intra-facet comparison phase relation, we will take up the title Comparative Study of Jainism and Buddhism. The class number is Q30 small m 4. Q. Religion, main class. 3. Jainism, P. 0. Connecting symbol for phase relation. Small m. Symbol for intra-facet comparison phase relation. 4. Buddhism, P. Jainism and Buddhism are two personality facets of the same main class, religion. They are having comparison type of relation. Since they belong to the same main class religion, there is no need to repeat the main class number. Our next title is Influence of Classification on Reference Service. The class number is 2:7 0 small r 5 1. 2. Library Science, main class. 7. Reference Service, E. 0. Connecting symbol for phase relation. Small r. Symbol for intra-facet influencing phase relation. 5.1. Classification, E. This example shows intra-facet phase relation of influencing type. Here one phase, classification, is influencing the other phase, reference service. The influencing phase, that is classification, will be considered as second phase and will be placed after the reference service. To understand intra-array difference phase relation, consider the title Psychological Difference Between Adolescent Boys and Girls. The class number is S210 small w 5. S. Psychology, main class. 2. Adolescent, P. 1. Boy, P. 0. Connecting symbol for phase relation. Small w. symbol for intra-array difference phase relation. 5. Girl, P. Here, two sub-isolates, boy and girl, of the same personality facet, adolescent, are interrelated. Ranganathan has given the provision that in any type of intra-array phase relation, the common number should be omitted in the case of second phase. In the example, the common number is 2 in the case of 2, 1 and 2, 5. The number 2, 5 is the second phase and number 2 is omitted in the case of 2, 5, which represents girls.
Our next topic of discussion is systems and special. Systems refer to different schools of thought or approaches to a particular subject. For example, in the main class medicine, you will find Ayurveda, Siddha, Unani, homeopathy and naturopathy systems in medicine. The number for the system basic class is to be derived by chronological device. For example, consider the title Cooperative Economics. The class number is XM, where X represents main class economics and M represents 19th century. That is the epoch of origin of cooperative system of economics. The systems are treated as basic class. Therefore, the facet formula for the basic class is also applicable to the system's basic class. Consider the title Study of Adolescence According to Gestalt Psychology. This comes under the main class psychology, the number for which is S. Under this, Gestalt Psychology is the system basic class, which is represented by Sn. The number for adolescent in the schedule of psychology is 2, that is the personality facet. And finally, 5-2 represents emotion, that is the energy facet. Therefore, complete class number would be Sn, 2:52. Here you will notice that before the personality number, comma is used, even though it is not provided in the facet formula for main class psychology. This is done because the rule suggests that in case of systems basic class, the personality facet should be preceded by a comma. Now let us discuss the specials. They refer to specialization in the particular field of a subject. For example, child medicine is a specialized field of medicine. The specials are represented by the digit 9 and a Roman capital letter. Like systems, the facet formula for the basic class is also applicable to the special basic class. For example, consider the title Management of the Bank in Private Sector. The complete class number would be X9S, 62:8, where X represents main class economics, 9S represents private sector, that is the special facet, 62 represents bank, the personality facet, 8 represents management, the energy facet. Here also you will notice that personality facet is preceded by comma, just like our earlier example. In colon classification, there is also provision to use the system and specials together. In such situations, the system facet precedes the special facet and they are separated by a comma. For example, consider the title Homeopathic Treatment of Old Age Eye Diseases. The complete class number is LL, 9E, 185, 4, 6, where L represents main class medicine. The second L represents homeopathy, the system facet. 9E represents old age, special facet. 185 represents I, the personality facet. 4 represents disease, E, the energy facet. 6 represents therapeutics, 2E, that is the second round energy facet. With the help of systems and specials, all the books on a particular system or field of specialization could be brought together.
The main points of today's discussion are: common isolates are common to all the main classes. Common isolates are of two types: anteriorizing and posteriorizing. Anteriorizing common isolates are used without any connecting symbol, and posteriorizing common isolates are used with connecting symbols. There are three levels of phase relations: inter-subject phase relation, intra-facet phase relation, and intra-array phase relation. Systems represent school of thought, and specials represent degrees of specialization. With this, we end our today's program. In our next program, we will take up the filing order of class numbers, book number, collection number, and index.